Guys, what's up? It's Darkmig here and welcome back to another guide. Today I'm finally putting out my updated guide for Stormwind Horrific Visions 5 mask, full clear in regards to chest and crystals. Biggest thing I want to point out is the Handy Notes Horrific Vision add-on. It is in a pinned comment below and it will show you the location of all the crystals and all the chests. It'll come up in your map in the vision, also in the chamber here. It'll also come up on your mini map in the top right hand corner, so use this when you are going through the vision. It'll also show you the location of the events and mini bosses throughout the Horrific Vision that may spawn in rooms and things like that. That'll give you extra buffs like haste or damage or verse buff. It'll also show you the pot you need to go and select, and I'll talk about that in a second. You can see these two weak auras I've got off to the left of the screen. 2 crystals in each zone, 2 chests in each zone. The exception to this is the Cathedral, where there are 3 chests that spawn, and your 4th one is when you hand in your crystals and you'll get a 4th chest. Over on the far left there are the black, green, red, blue, purple rectangles. What's going to happen is when I zone into the vision, I'm going to run over to a corner. I am going to have a look at a pot there, and that pot is the one that you always go to find out which is the sanity drain pot, the poison pot in a vision. Now, just before I zone into here, I am just using versatility food. I got a scroll of fortitude because it was in my bag. I didn't have a battle shout one. I've got a strength flask on. You can use ghastly goulash for food if you want. You can use the K-Babs for sanity restoring food if you want before you go into lost zones. Essence wise, on the blood DK, I was using Crucible of Flame as a major, then Null, Stand Your Ground, and Conflict and Strife as minors. So, moving into this, I'm also 475, so I outgear it by a truckload as well, and I've got rank 3 Twilight Dev and rank 3 Surging Vite as my corruption. So I'm running in here and I get the pain in the ass of getting slow time. So I'm moving over to this corner here. Now you can see over in this corner, this pot here, next to this crate in Stormwind, is the pot you are always going to straight away. This pot here is going to tell you which is the bad pot throughout the entire Horrific Vision. So I hover over that, I see it's black, I come over here and I click this and it will show me which of the pots I'm going to want to target throughout this Horrific Vision. So Sanity is green, so I want to find them, and Breath of Fire is a nice little damage boost as well if I want it. Now, as I'm a tank, I am just going to gather up everything I can in the Cathedral and do it in one pull. The problem is, because I got slowed time, I walk super slow and you take a lot of damage throughout this process. If you get fast time, you can gather everything up, no worries, really quickly. It just RNG in regards to what you get when you zone into the vision. So I'm just going to gather everything up here. I'm going to get a Gift of the Titans proc when I kill something. There it goes, and then I'm just going to nuke everything down. Now the big things to watch out for here are the Void Speakers. The Void Speakers will cast a Mind Flay. You don't want to worry about that. What you want to worry about from the Void Speakers is their Psychic Scream. It's a fear. While you get feared, you're obviously losing sanity, you're getting hit and things like that. So you want to make sure you've got ways to interrupt or mitigate the fears. As a Blood DK, you can just AMS when the Psychic Scream's going off and you don't have to worry about getting feared. Otherwise, line of sight, stuns, whatever you can do to avoid getting stunned. So I've cleared all that aside from the 2 in front of the Cathedral there. I'm just going to grab the chests around the area now, and again in the top right you can see them on the minimap where their location is. Otherwise, if you do press M and bring up your map, you can again see where all those locations are as well. Now I'm just going to come up and get these Rift Walkers because there's a possible crystal location, and there is one up here this time. The Rift Walkers will do a stun, so just watch out for that. I'm about to get stunned right now. I think when I come back up here, there I go, I get stunned. Just watch out for that. Again, not a huge issue. So killing them, and I'm just going to grab my first crystal here, and you'll see on my weak aura that will update to 1 of 2. So 2 crystals in each zone. Generally 2 chests aside from the Cathedral where there are 3. And you can see my last chest is over here. You can see how much of a pain slow time is. Now, on the minimap here, I'm going to hover over this little thing inside the building because you can see there's a mob up in here. There's generally 1 of 2 in the Cathedral. There's either this guy or there's a bear over the other side. This guy gives you, I think it's 7% verse, and the bear gives you crit, I think, from memory. But again, hovering over the Handy Notes Horrific Visions while you're in here will actually tell you what it gives you anyway. And you just want to check these because obviously any extra damage you can get is a big help. Now there can be a crystal over in that corner. There isn't one there, so I've checked that. I'm running off to this next point here, and there is one up here. So I'm going to grab this odd crystal. Now I'm complete in the Cathedral because I'm 3 of 4 and I'm 2 of 2 crystals. So I'm going to run off to this next area. Now, I go this way, okay? I go to the Dwarven District first. I've always done it this way. Some people go to the Mage Quarter first, and that's fine. You do you, boo. This is just the way I do it. It feels natural, so this is how I do it. Now, with these three here, not really a big issue. Run over the bridge, kill them, interrupt the Forge Breath, and that's about it. Unlucky to proc Gift of the Titans here. It's definitely not where you want to proc it. But I'm going to open up the Dwarven District and I'm moving in here now. Now, your idea in here is to get the 8 explosives. They're marked on your map as little yellow icons, so you don't have any trouble finding them. 2 affixes in here are Scorched Feet and Entomophobia. Entomophobia, you just need to keep jumping, and Scorched Feet will catapult you in a direction and leave a fire puddle down when it does it. Just need to pay attention to that. Now, as a tank, again, I am just going to run and gather everything throughout this Dwarven District, and then I am going to nuke it down and watch TD do its magic. Now, you can see here, I've got a 36-second cooldown. It's also over here. Internal cooldown on Gift of the Titans, meaning for another 36 seconds, I cannot proc Gift of the Titans. So, generally, if you're worried about this stuff, pull around Gift of the Titans, as it will make your life a lot easier. Unless you're not worried and you overgear it and you know you're just going to thump it down, don't stress about it. Now, the named mob in here is Harul here, I think it's the Arms Master or the Forge Master. He will do it 3 consecutive jumps, purple swirlies on the ground, just don't land, just don't stay in the purple swirlies, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, there's nothing really in here to worry about. Stay out of purple swirls, and even the Willbreaker's Dark Smash there, again, is still a purple swirl. Interrupt the Forge Blasts that go off. There are some mobs in here as well that do, what is it called? It's like Rally Morale or something like that. I don't know, I'm going to find one because I'm positive I'm going to give you the goods here. Right, Taskmaster here, improve morale. That'll increase their damage. I think it decreases the damage you deal to them possibly, and may even give them more HP. I don't know, but interrupt it if you're worried about it, but otherwise you should have no problem in nuking these down, especially if you know you're here and you're a Blood DK watching these guys and you've got TD. TD just like kills everything. It's just dumb. So I'm going to nuke all them down. I'm not going to worry about it. And once they're all dead, so I'm just going to skip back to sort of where we're up to. I'm going to go on my merry way and get the rest of my explosives and the rest of my crystals. Now, over here, if you're ever unsure of how you're going, you can actually see how you're going with your objective here. So you need your 8 explosives to complete this area. So make sure you're completing your areas as well, the quests in those zones. Otherwise, you won't get credit for it when you zone out in regards to your 5 mask loot and things like that. So there's another crystal possible location there. There isn't one up at the moment. I got a chest before. Otherwise, I'm just running around on the map getting all these yellow dots. There's another crystal possibility spawn around the corner here. There's one up this time. So I'm going to grab that. I've now got 1 chest and 1 crystal. Again, there's another bomb. Up and to the right here, there can be another chest and another crystal spawn location point. Again, you can see it on my minimap, but they're not there this time, so I'm not worried about that one. And I'm just going to run around this way. There's another chest location possibly around the corner here as well. So I'm going to check that out, and there is a chest up here this time as well, so I grab that. So now I've got 2 of 2 chests, and I've checked the crystal spawn locations currently. So I'm going to open up my map and I'm going to have a look. There's one up the end here. So that's the only spawn point I haven't checked, and I hover over it in a sec just to show you where it is. So again, just checking. If I look down there, you can see there's a crystal there, so that's my last crystal. Now, if you stay in this position when this guy drops down, he'll throw his bombs down there rather than if you're up here throwing his bombs on you. So when the bombs drop down here, you can just simply kick them out of the way. Keep jumping for Entomophobia. I've got Catapult up at me at the moment, so the moment I move, I'm going to get punted away. Make sure you're not standing in the Empowered Forge. It's a frontal cone. Just don't want to stand in it. Kick the bombs out of the way, or just simply move when they come down. Shouldn't have too many issues on him. Now he's dead. I've completed all my objectives. I'm going to grab my last crystal. Now I'm 2 of 2 crystals and 2 of 2 chests, so I am finished. So now I'm going to mount up and I'm going to run into the next zone. Now again, some people may do this a different way. This is just how I do it. Now I'm going to skip that tendril on the bridge. I'm going to run over and shadow meld, and I'm going to go into the next district. Now, you can kill every single thing you see if you are hoping to min-max the amount of corrupted mementos you're getting. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to come in, I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to drop a D&D on, I think it's Tennyson there, and I'm going to run around the corner because I want to be killing, you know, more than just one mob at a time. It's Terranson. Now Terranson will do a roaring blast, it's a frontal cone, don't stand in it. It'll also do a circle ability called Blade Flourish, you don't want to stand in it. Now in this lost zone, it's Haunting Shadows and Leadenfoot. When you're in combat with Leadenfoot, the more you move, the slower you get. Haunting Shadows is a blue circle that will spawn under you. If you stand in that blue circle when it goes off, you will get feared. Now I'm about to get one here, I'm pretty sure, and I end up sort of just pointing it out to you. Can be quite difficult to see under the void zones in your Eye of Corruption. There it is there, so I'm just making sure I move out of that so I don't get feared. This week in Stormwind was amazing, and unfortunately I couldn't get this up earlier as I used all my wife points and I just did keys for the entire week, and I got little mini set time frames where I got to do things, and I did it all with used all my time for keys. But don't be confused, I wear the pants and I'm in charge. The biggest issue was removed this week in regards to fixes, and I've just paused it, sorry, while I talk, which is split personality. Split personality is the little circle of people that come up and there's a gap that you need to run through, and sometimes you run into it and you get dazed and it's a giant pain in the ass. That wasn't in Stormwind this week, so it was substantially easier to complete 5 masks. I apologize I didn't get this up a lot sooner. So back into the video, so there's a chest spawn here, so I'm going to grab that one, and then this door is going to be open to the left here, so I'm going to run in here. Now this is always open because there is a chest or a crystal possibility spawn in this room every week, so make sure you come in here and have a look. Again, the informants, don't worry about interrupting the void bolts, make sure you've always got something saved up for the Touch of the Abyss cast, same as it was in Orgrimmar. If Touch of the Abyss goes off, you get stunned, you take extra damage, sanity loss, all that kind of bad stuff. Now there can sometimes be a chest spawn down here, there isn't one here, however there's a crystal spawn and it is up the top right now. So once you kill those ads around the table, Dodd becomes available, go kill Dodd, run up here and check the crystal or get the crystal if it's up. So now I've got one chest, one crystal, and I'm moving back outside here. Again, just check your minimap. With cloak resistance and the tech tree filled out, you have a lot of time in these visions, and you can see off to the left as well, you can actually see that countdown 463, 462. That's how many seconds of sanity you have left in your vision. So these are designed to make you panic and worry, so just take your time. You do have, if your cloak is upgraded and your tech tree's filled out, you have a lot of time in here. You can just play calm, play around your Gift of the Titans procs, open your minimap and look where your chest and crystal spawns are, and just move through them. So again, just making sure I'm not standing in that hunting shadow. Now this named mob here, the Infested, he's a bit of a pain in the ass. You want to save something to drop him quite quickly, as he can pretty much just bring on unavoidable sanity loss. Now I'll do this lurking appendage here. If you stand in those little tendrils, you'll be silenced, so you just need to move out of them. He'll also do this blight corruption that'll cause you to lose sanity if it goes off before you kill him. Just try and kill him quickly. Otherwise, I'm just grabbing up the rest of these. Again, the most important mobs in this zone are the informants. Don't waste your kicks on void bolts or anything like that. Just make sure you've got some way to shut down their Touch of the Abyss, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to kill them. Having a look what's around here, you can see there's 2 green potions here which restore sanity. I'm at 520 out of 575 sanity, so I'm not going to bother getting one. Each pot is 100 sanity, so make sure you're making the most of them if you can. I'm coming into this little laneway here. Reason being is there is a crystal possibility location here, so I'm going to kill these, making sure I don't stand in any of the dark smashes from the Willbreaker. And then I'm going to have a look, and I'll try and fast forward these up because I know these guides are long, sorry guys. So I kill these here, and then I run over into this corner here to see if there's a crystal up. There is, so I grab that one. Now I've got 2 of 2 crystals, and I'm just missing 1 chest, which I can see on my map. It's at the sort of around the corner here. There it is right there. So I'm going to grab this. It's the last possible location. If you hadn't seen the last crystal by now, the next crystal location is inside Shaw's encounter space behind the stables. I don't think I run over there because I've got my 2 crystals, but that's where it is. So once they're dead, you run over to one of these little brazier things, you click on it, she clicks on the other one, and then you're onto Shaw. Now I hero Shaw. I find Shaw to be more of a pain in the ass than the mage dude, however, personal preference, do whatever. Again, you can see the Haunting Shadows that I moved out of there. You need to try and make sure that you are facing away from the Eyes of Chaos here. If you are facing an eye, you will drain sanity, so you just need to watch out from that. It's a real pain in the ass moving Shaw sometimes away from the eyes where you're not draining sanity. And that's just why I like to waste hero on here. When Shore disappears, you can see the black swirls that will come towards you, which is Shore coming back to you. Just don't stand in them. Otherwise, continue to kind of lead Shore away. You've got your little pools that you're dropping as well, so just make sure as you're leading them away, you're not standing in those. And that is pretty much it. And the stables are off to the left in front of me right now if you hadn't got your last crystal. So I've completed that zone. Now I'm going to mount up and I'm going to run through to the next zone, which is the trade district. And again, yeah, you can go whichever way you want. The idea behind these guides is to show you and give you the confidence in regards to navigating through a 5-mask run, the mobs, and where the crystals and chests are. So I'm going to kill these 2 light hunters here. They just spawn when you're coming out of that last tunnel, and then I am off to the next zone. Now, I'm not going to bother killing that tendril on the left. I'm just going to jump past it again. If you're trying to min-max your corrupted mementos, you should probably kill everything. So moving into this next zone here, I got Scorched Feet and Entomophobia again, so it really was a free week for Stormwind. Now I've come in here, I've procced a Gift of the Titan straight away, so I'm going to go straight down onto Darkspeaker here, Inquisitor Darkspeak, just because she's a giant pain in the ass sometimes. Now, I got Gift of the Titan, so I'm not worried about interrupting anything, I'm not worried about standing in anything, I'm just trying to do as much damage as I possibly can. So you can see here now my Gift of the Titans proc is off, so now I'm going to interrupt whatever I can. The slave drivers will do a brutal smash. If you stand in that, you will get stunned, so just make sure that you're not standing in that. The tormentors will cast a mental assault. You can interrupt it. If you grip them off, it doesn't stop the cast, they just keep doing it. Once that's all dead, checking this corner here to see if there's a crystal. There is a crystal up there, so I'm going to grab that. The appendages are a giant pain in the ass. The appendages will follow you everywhere. They will drop down, you know, when they're sometimes about to die, and then you'll need to get them. So there's a blue one here, which is healing, which I just took because I was low on health there. Kill that appendage finally when it comes back up to my location, and then I'm going to move around the corner here. Again, I'm just trying to gather up as much things as many mobs as I can and kill them as quickly as I can. Tormentor here, you can see the mental assault going off. I've interrupted one. I can't do anything about the other one. I don't believe you can stun the tormentors either. But they don't do a hell of a lot of sanity loss anyway. Then I'm going to come down into here and I'm going to grab all these mobs. Now again, I've got Gift of the Titans available here, which I'm hoping to proc quickly. Brutal Smash going off, so you can see I just may move out of the circle there. Big thing for DKs here, guys. On the named mob here, Ulrock, he will do this Chains of Servitude that's going off now. As a DK, you can press AMS and you will not be affected by Chains of Servitude. If you're not a DK and you don't have that option, Chains of Servitude will silence you and it will pull you back towards him. You want to run away from him so you're not getting hit and losing sanity. I pop AMS, I don't have to worry about it. I'm just standing here and doing as much damage as I possibly can to him. I end up standing in a Brutal Smash, which is, you know, super gnarly radical dude, and I get stunned. So now Chains of Servitude has gone off for a second time because I didn't kill him because I got stunned, so I just run away. That's pretty much it. Another Brutal Smash going off, just make sure I don't get hit by that. My TD finishes everything up. Now one thing I didn't know is that you can't open the cages whilst you are in combat. Didn't know that. So you need to finish up everything that you are in combat with before you can actually open up your cages. So now I'm waiting on these 2 appendages to come up. Again, I actually reckon the appendages are the biggest pain in the asses in these horrific visions. You can see there's another crystal spawn location point behind the broken cart. And I'm going to go over and grab that one. And that's going to give me my 2 of 2 crystals completed. And then I just need 1 more chest for the run. Make sure you open up all the cages in here again. Off to the right under Trade District, you need to open 8 cages. I have murked 2 5-mask runs by getting that cage that I just opened up down there. Make sure you get the cages. So I'm opening that one. There can be a crystal over there in the corner there. There is not. Now the bank is open. Now if you go into the bank, you can see this opulence pile is up. Hovering over that tells me I'm going to get a crit buff from killing him. I'm pretty sure it was crit. So again, every little bit helps in here. I'm just going to kill him. He doesn't do anything to worry about. Kill him and get the crit buff, and then I'm going to move out of the bank. What have I got left? I've got 4 more cages to open up. So I mount up and run 3 steps, kill these guys. Very good use of mounting there. Brutal Smash going off, just making sure that I'm not standing in that. And then I'm going to get this chest that is right next to me here, and that is going to be my 2 chests and my 2 crystals done. So that's all the locations for them. Now I just need to open up the last 4 cages. So coming up here, got another appendage and another tormentor. Kill them quickly, and then I'm going to open that cage. And then I am going to, sorry, we're still on the same mob. I'm trying to get through this as quick as I can, guys. I know they're long guides. Coming back into the middle here because I missed these ones before. There can be another crystal spawn location, sorry, in this little alcove here as well. So just make sure you're aware of that. If you are having trouble finding your last one, could be there. I've got one more cage here, and then I think there is one more cage around the back. There is also to this cage I'm going to, sometimes there can be a chest up here as well. Again, you can see it in the mini-map on the top right-hand side there. The cages are also marked by yellow dots on the map as well, much like the bombs were in the Dwarven district. So now I'm completed there, and I'm off to the Mage Quarter. And this is the one that generally everybody has the worst time with, is the Mage Quarter. Now I'm going to kill this tendril here, and I'll be honest with you, I'm killing it because I was curious as to how many corrupted mementos I'd get when I kill it. It's 3. So again, if you do want to kill them on the way over the bridges, you get 3 extra mementos. If you don't, just run past it if you're a night elf, and then you can just shadow melt it off. Now I'm coming into this Mage Quarter. I've got Hunting Shadows, the blue fear circle again, and I've got Leaden Foot. Leaden Foot, remember, every time you're in combat and you move, you slow. You have to stand still for those Leaden Foot stacks to reduce off you. So running up here is a fair bit of a pain in the ass. So I'm going to come around the corner here, and I'm going to pull this first one. So I go in, I go right, and I run around to this point here. This is the way I go in the Mage Quarter. You can see the fear circle is underneath me there, the Haunting Shadows, moving out of that. And I'm just trying to kill as much of this as I can in large pulls. As a tank, nothing is really going to kill you in these instances if you are geared. So you just want to do large pulls, use your cooldowns, and just pretty much roast them down, especially if you've got TD. So I'm going to kill I'm going to kill all those, wait for the corruption to drop off me. Here I've got another one here because I was going to hope to mount up out of combat. And then I'm going to move into the middle here. Now, this big dude here, a lot of people like to fight him with Gift of the Titans. Now, I've got 5 seconds on my internal cooldown, so to proc that, I'm going to go over to this portal here first, and I'm going to kill these 2, hoping that I get a Gift of the Titans proc, and then I'm going to go into the other mob. You've got to close 5 portals in the Mage Zone. Again, they are on the map with little yellow icons. Just, again, calm down, look at your map, go where you need to go. So I get a Gift of the Titans proc, so I pull Old Mate in the middle, TD does the rest, and Bob's your uncle. Then I'm moving over to the next portal over here. The Void buff will actually will cause you to take more damage, sorry. The big thing though is the Void Speakers and their Psychic Screams again. So you want to have ways to kick, stun, or avoid them. Again, AMS is your friend there if both are casting. Can be a little bit tricky too because there are 2 casting on you, but I wouldn't worry about kicking the Void buff. I would just worry about having something to interrupt the fears. So moving into here, there can sometimes be a crystal in this house along the left there, or along the little the wall side there. There isn't one, so I'm just moving through. Coming out here, the Keeper, again, Psychic Screams, another fear to worry about. Otherwise, just kill them, make sure the fear doesn't go off. That's about it. So I've killed them, and then I'm going to I can't remember what they're called. I'm low on sanity, so I'm getting those fragments spawning. So then I'm going to come up here to Zardrath of the Claw here. He will do Shadow Bolts. I'm going to let these Shadow Bolts go through because they deal damage, they don't drop sanity. Then he's going to do a Rain of Fire. I'm going to move out of the Rain of Fire, wait for a Shadow Bolt cast, then I'm going to kick him and bring him out of the Shadow Bolt because the Rain of Fire will cause you to lose sanity if you are standing in there with him. So the easiest way is to just hold an interrupt for when he does Rain of Fire and then kick the first Shadow Bolt after it. Now there's a possible chest location here, which is up, so I grab that. Then you have to come down through this little gauntlet where the appendage is. Reason being is there can be a crystal and there can be a chest spawn location in this zone. So I kill that appendage and I come up here. You can see there is a crystal up the end here. There can also sometimes be a chest at the door. Underneath here, which there is here as well. So I'm going to grab that, and now I have 2 chests from the Mage Zone, and I just need 1 more crystal. So I'm going to show you where that is as well. There's lots of different sort of routes that you can take throughout the Mage Quarter. This is just the way I go. Now there's a crystal up the top here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run around to this point here. I'm going to jump over and I'm going to grab the crystal, and then I'm going to head back up to the top of the mage the mage tower. Now I could go and kill, there's some more appendages and things like that in here that I could go and grab if I wanted to, however I'm just not going to bother. I'm going to jump on here and I'm going to run all the way up to the top here to where Umbric is. Now going into Umbric, if you have issues on Umbric, by all means come to the Mage Quarter first and hero on Umbric. I am just not too worried about him in proper English. Now the big thing with Umbric is he is going to do these, what's it called? Entropic Missiles. Now as a DK, what you can do is you need 2 interrupts technically for Umbric, because he'll do Entropic Missile and then he'll do a Polymorph. You obviously want to find a way to not be polymorphed. The Entropic Missiles will cause you to take 15 sanity loss for every tick of the missiles hit though. Now on a DK you can mind freeze the missiles and then you can polymorph, then you can AMS the polymorph. If you use AMS on the missiles, you'll still take sanity loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mind freeze the missiles. I'm moving out of that haunting shadow sphere there, and he didn't even get to the polymorph on the first part. Now, with these ice running, if you just move over to the side, the left or the right side, you can run all the way up the side without having to worry about dodging anything, without having to worry about being hit by anything. So I'm moving into here, his Entropic Missiles go off again, I mind freeze it. I'm using my Fang here because the damage keeps ticking on him when he moves. Polymorph goes off, I AMS it so I don't get hit. And then he ports to the other end. So I'm moving off to the left side this time, and I'm just going to run all the way down past these ice shards without having to worry about moving at all, because I can just hug the wall and run past them all. When you hit him, he comes out of his frozen storm, otherwise it'll just finish when he casts. So you can wait on your interrupts and things like that if you don't have one. Now I let Entropic Missiles go through there because I didn't have AMS for the polymorph. And I was just going to wear the sanity loss. So he's dead. I'm completed in regards to all of my crystals and chests. I take the portal back to the cathedral, and then I'm going to run over now. That door I'm hovering over there is where the other buff in the cathedral area can be up. It's a bear. You run in, you kill him, and you get, I think it was at haste. I just hovered over it. I don't know. Running in here, I found 10 crystals. I talked to this bloke. He drops a chest for me, and that is my 4 of 4 chests completed in Stormwind, or in the cathedral area, sorry. And now I'm done. So now I have maxed out all the mementos, or the corrupted mementos, that I can get from this run once I kill Illyria. I've still got my 3 orbs up, so I'm just going to run in here. I've still got my cheat death as well. So moving in here, what I like to do is I like to get all the way up to Illyria here. Wait, is it Illyria? Who the fuck is this? I don't even know I'm fighting. Wait. It is Illyria, isn't it? Fuck yeah, it's Illyria. I know this game. Now, what I like to do here is I like to run all the way up to Illyria and drop an orb just before the encounter starts. Stand in the orb and just go to town on it and not move from anything, because the sanity that I'm losing is being replaced by the regen sphere, which is still up for 10 seconds that you can see. So I'm just going to stand here and go absolutely ham on Illyria and not move out of anything. I'm not moving from the darkened sky or anything like that. Now, she drops bombs. Bombs function in the exact same way as the other ones. You just kick them out of the way. Now, I didn't even notice that I think that my orbit ended there and I stood in the bombs anyway, but it's not a problem. Now, I'm just moving out of the way of the darkened sky here. I'm hiding behind a pillar for Void Eruption. When Void Eruption goes off, you need to line of sight. There's an eye. Illyria, honestly, is a giant pain in the ass. It's messy. So she'll cast Chains of Servitude. Now, you need to either run away, use Death's Advance to not get dragged back, put yourself behind a pillar so you can just get dragged into the pillar, or just run against it. Now, I get a Gift of the Titans proc again here from killing my fragment. So now all I'm going to do is just stand in everything and go ham, because Void Eruption drains sanity. However, I can't lose sanity because I've got Gift of the Titans. So I am just going nuts. Cast a polymorph. You need to make sure you interrupt the polymorph. You can't AMS this polymorph, I believe. My Gift of the Titans has run out now, so now I'm going to move. Bombs have dropped. Rather than kick them out of the way, I've just sort of moved off to the side. I've got an eye that's casting on me. Now I'm not even going to care because he's got 1.6% HP. I'm just going to stand here and kill it. Illyria is messy, guys. You really just need to calm your farm when you're doing it. Make sure you're not facing an eye. Kick the bombs out of the way. Don't stand in the puddles from the darkened whatever it is. Void Eruption, make sure you line of sight and run away for Chains of Servitude. So that is pretty much it. So that is my 5 mask run. I get my second pair of the exact same boots from a 5 mask run, which is awesome. And that is how you max out and 100% complete your Corrupted Mementos for the Stormwind Heroic Vision. So if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, hopefully that helps you out. Like, comment, subscribe. Come find me on Twitch. Come join the Discord. I'll see you all next time. See you, fam.